I'm very excited. This is my first live YouTube video. I'm not quite sure how they work. The situation is my baby was fussy, so my husband just took him outside on the swing. I have some time. I'm eating my chicken dinner. Probably gonna finish off my husband's pork belly in a second. I just have a minute, which is rare, so I thought I'd say hi. And I believe the topic of my talk today will be living in Japan, because that was what was requested of me. So it was so awesome living in Japan. It's best if you are a good rule follower and compliant and don't mind those things, because it's a very structured society. Everyone does things, the way you're supposed to, generally. And yeah, so rule followers, everyone kind of minds their own business. Well, not everyone. Most people, trying not to make a blanket statement, but it's a pretty blanket country. Most people mind their own business. I lived near Tokyo, so you got some of that city style where you just had your iPhone or Android in your face, and you're going straight to work or the gym or wherever you're going, not really looking around you. But yeah, so I have somebody asking me a question. Were you practicing MMA in Japan? Yes. So I had a couple fights when I was in college, and then I got my first job in Japan and moved there and just resumed training and finding fights. Actually, I think I had more fights outside of Japan. But yeah, I trained at a bunch of different gyms for a bunch of different reasons. I joined Keishukai at first, Wajitsu Keishukai. It was supposed to be the biggest gym, the best gym around in Tokyo. Kaoru Uno, Okami Yushin trained there, a ton of other people. That's who my friend recommended. That's where my friend recommended training at first. So I first started out training there, and it was so awesome. So it was awesome. I taught English. My schedule was varied, morning classes, night classes. So I figured out what would work for the gym with my work schedule, which was awesome. So like most businessmen had Saturday, Sunday off, and we were a business English school, the school I worked at, Berlitz. So I had like most of my hours all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and then I worked Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, big break, Wednesday night, I think just Thursday night, which was great because I think actually later on in my stay there was pro practice Thursday morning, but when I went to Keishukai, did I go there during the day? I must have. Oh my gosh, it's been so long, I can't remember my Keishukai schedule, just my most recent schedule. Let's see, I have another question. I don't know who Lamar Jackson is, I'm sorry. I lived there for 8 years. So I got a job teaching English at Berlitz English. I trained every day before or after work. I had Mondays off. What else? Mondays and Fridays off, which was great. I wanted not consecutive days off so that I can focus training really hard on those days. What did I do on Fridays? Yeah, I think I had Fridays. No, I didn't have Fridays off. I taught kids on Friday. That's right. Berlitz had a bunch of kids classes. I think I had Thursday. I had Mondays and Thursdays off. That's right. From teaching English. So I tried to make those really big training days. Yeah, so that I could recover while I did my actual job that earned me money, and then, physically exerted myself on my actual days off from the English job, if that makes sense. So yeah, that was a great schedule for me living in Japan. Yeah, and when I first moved there, the gym was an hour and a half away, one way, so that was hard. And then after I lived in Japan for a while, I ended up becoming more well known as a fighter, and decided to prioritize that a little bit more because I could. So I moved closer to a gym. Let's see. Yeah, I really didn't take time off, really. I'm doing my first live YouTube video. Eating chicken. Talking about Japan. Well, who's Lamar Jackson? Chris. Who's Lamar Jackson? Someone asked me to do a Lamar Jackson edit. Grab the camera. I don't know who that is.
I'm not cool.
Hi. How was it to fight in a loud circus like UFC? It was awesome. I love fighting in the UFC. I did try to tone out the surrounding noise, but it was definitely exciting and definitely got my blood pumping. It was really interesting fighting in Japan, where everyone was pretty quiet unless something happened. You're giving the baby a jalapeno nut?
He just gets the flavor. I don't give him the corn nut.
Unless he can wrest it from your grip.
I'm bigger than him.
Okay.
I'm just impressed he likes the jalapeno.
Wow. Our baby's getting flavor, testing flavors. I love taking the trains places. They were mostly always on time. During rush hour, I never got a seat. So that sucked when I had back pain. I had to stand. And then if it was at night, I always fell asleep. If I was sitting, my neck got strained and hurt because I was like leaning against the window, but that's okay. I got some sleep. And then if I was standing, sometimes I nodded off and hit my head on the window or the grip pole, which always sucked. I probably fell on somebody at some point. I don't remember, thank goodness. But yeah, it was hard. But at least I didn't have to drive. Like, yeah, that sucked. I remember when I lived in Massachusetts, driving long distance to and from training, and I remember almost swerving off the road and waking up like, oh my god, I'm so lucky to be alive. So that sucked. So I'm really happy that I could take the train places in Japan. Let's see what else. Living in Japan, it's so awesome. The food is great. I love going to the convenience store. It's called the Konbini, and getting a rice ball onigiri. Delicious, healthy, not expensive. Like, I never even had to meal prep. I just went to the Konbini and got a juice for $1, onigiri for two onigiri for $1. I like kamaboko, which are processed fish cakes, which, now that I'm saying it out loud, sounds gross. Kind of are gross, but they're delicious, if that makes sense. Sometimes they had cheese, like, put through them, although it's processed. I don't know, it was delicious. Like, come on. Kamaboko. They're good. Well, it depends on good quality or not. Like, the refrigerated ones have actual, better quality fish in them. We kind of have those here. What are they called? Like, the fake fish that you find in California rolls, that kind of stuff. Delicious, right? Yeah, I used to, like, so after work on Saturday, there was an evening training session that I went to, so I had my work clothes on still, and I grabbed my backpack and ran out the door after my English lessons. And, let's see, yeah, I stopped at the Konbini before the train station, and I got an onigiri, a vegetable juice, which is so much better than V8, so much better. That stuff's gross. And kamaboko for protein. That was my dinner that digested easily before training. And then after training, I just didn't eat because I was stupid and I didn't know how to diet, which sucked for me, but it's okay. All right, I'm gonna stop here. This was my part 1. I might do a part 2 if I get more requests, but thank you for listening and being live. I didn't brush my hair at all today. That's okay. Yes, mom life. See you guys.